The fastest way to truly knowing what to play for worship songs is using the itinerary playing method. I'm going to reveal what that is in this video, so don't forget to like, save this video in your watch later playlist, and let's get started. Step 0 is going to be to grab your favorite notebook or journal and a writing utensil. You're going to grab the worship song that you're playing for, and what you're going to do is you're going to literally take notes of the chord. So I don't mean just actually write it in your notebook, but you also want to actually take the notes of the chords. So this obviously goes more than just writing the notes in a notebook, but you want to actually take the notes that create the chords. So let's take, for example, the G major chord. It's built up of the G natural, B natural, and D natural. You would either use one or all three of those notes within the span time that you're playing that specific chord. But if there's one thing that we have to be careful of, you want to be cautious because it's all going to depend on the worship song, its tempo, how loud the band is, how soft the band is playing. So consider those things before you try to implement all three notes or 4 or 5 notes of the chord. Now, step number 2 is going to be to get yourself some staff paper like this one that I have right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to choose which particular notes of the chords that you're going to play for the worship song. So let's say you're playing a slower worship song and you're playing the G major chord. You have the options of playing the G natural, B natural, and D natural, like we mentioned in the first example. You remember that, right? So what we're going to do now is you're going to choose which particular notes that you want to use. So for a slower song, you want to use slower rhythms. So how you would go about this is you would choose slower rhythms such as whole notes, maybe even half notes. You don't want to go too crazy, especially with slower songs, because they require the band to be pretty soft in the beginning, and you want to be careful of using rhythms that don't fit for slower songs. Personally, from my experience, I learned that it's better to use eccentric, faster rhythms for faster worship songs. Musically, it makes the most sense, and overall, it just fits the theme of the worship songs that are faster because normally they reflect themes of joy, of triumph, and it just makes more sense for it to have a more upbeat feel to it. And that is what we apply to our playing as string players. And the last step, I talked about this a little bit in the second step, but it's to choose the rhythms that you're going to use for these specific notes that you're deciding to play. And in case you need it for future reference, here are the screenshots of the notations that I've written down and played just now. Go ahead and use this for future chords that have G major or these rhythmic passages that are for slow songs or for fast worship songs. Don't forget to like this video and save it for your next worship band rehearsal, and I will see you guys in the next video.